Hi, good evening. It's Kristine Kieland, and I just want to take a few moments as it is New Year's Eve where I'm at, and this is a time of great reflection for most people. It's a time of celebration. It's a time of pondering what was, wondering what will be coming, what's coming forward. Lots of people like to make intentions. There's lots of celebrations going on. It's a time of letting go what was, maybe bringing in some new things. And what I really wanted to talk to you about tonight is that, again, we're going to talk about vibration and frequency. We're going to talk about transitioning experiences. And there has been a lot of mixed emotions the last couple weeks, a lot of just gonna take a pause here, because when I look across the field, I look across the vibrational field, I look across the frequency, I look across the people that I work with, there is tremendous change at foot. And I want you to really kind of take a deep dive and look at life experience perhaps a little bit differently. And what's on my mind tonight is just the end of one thing and the beginning of another. So end of one year, beginning of a new year. End of a relationship, into a new relationship. A lot of people I've been working with this past week, last couple months, are doing a transitional experience out of the physical body. And obviously this causes a lot of stress for most people. It causes heartache, it causes pain. And I want you to understand is that just as we are going into a new vibrational field within 2020, which is a higher consciousness, it's an opportunity for higher consciousness. It's an opportunity for expanded consciousness, expanded awareness, as we've been talking about all year. It's an opportunity to really leave old paradigms, leave old patterns, beliefs, really the old energy that we've been living in for a very, very long time. There's this great new opportunity for such a wonderful, expansive experience, and there's a little bit of hesitancy for some people, and the hesitancy is not knowing what the transition is. And I want to look at actually the transitional experience of birth and death. And many people get very excited and very celebratory when there's a birth happening, and understandably they're very sad, and death causes a lot of pain. What I want to really explain tonight is how they're one in the exact same experience. When I see when someone's being born, it's like a movie reel being wound. You know, it's the first time you watch the movie, and the death is almost in the back. It's a rewind of it. I'm just going to take a deep breath because we have a lot of vibration coming in tonight. It's actually pretty high. It's a little. It's affecting me a little differently than it normally does. I can get into pretty high vibration, and sometimes I just can't talk. This one's actually hard on my, not hard on my physical body. There's just there's a big presence. There's a big presence on the planet. There's a big presence on the planet. There's so much light. There's so much love. There's so much celebration for the human race, for the animal race, for the plant kingdom, for all the beings on the planet. There is cause for great celebration because, man, we've crossed. Again, the words aren't matching what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling, but we have crossed an epic line of completion. We have completed an old paradigm. We have completed an old way of living, thinking, believing. We've completed a way of, and again, we may not be talking about the individual, but we're talking about the consciousness of the planet. We're talking about the consciousness of our existence, of the vibrational field, the frequency that we now are living in. You know what? It reminds me of, I'm not a mountain climber. I don't do that. I maybe go up to the North Shore and do a little bit of climbing up there. But when you get into really, really high altitude, it's a little bit harder to breathe. I'm in a very, very high vibration now, and I'm actually looking over the whole entire globe, And what it looks like to me is, if you ever see the picture from, like from space, from the satellite, when you look down and they show the Earth and it's all these beautiful bright lights lit up. It is truly, it's a vibration of frequency and love that I'm looking at. There are a few dim spots that you may think are very big, but it's where love's not being expressed yet. But I really want to stay on track. I want to go back and talk about the transitional experience. First, when you're born, you're leaving one frequency and vibrational space. And think of it as you're in this great big field, in this great big energetic field, where your whole soul self, you're connected, you're more aware of your source, that you're part of source energy. You're more aware that you're part of the all. Then you get this excitement, this creative force, this exuberance that I'm going to come into the physical body and I'm going to have a brand new experience, right? And there's all these components put together. You work with your soul self, you work with your team, you work with other people that you'll be sharing life experience, and you start to form a plan. And then the physical body is created. You have conception, physical body is created, and during the conception and during the gestational period for someone being born, the energy starts coming in. You're in this great big energetic field of who you are, of your soul self, of your beautiful, wonderful, magnificent self, this light being that you are, and you are part of the all. And then you start to kind of like stream down. I'm just making this really, really simple. A physicist or somebody else would not maybe explain it the way I am, but this is how it makes sense to me, and so I think it will make sense to you this way too. Is your field, your energetic field starts like it is more in a laser. It becomes more dense, right? You're in this great big field. There's a lot of space in between. There's a lot of light in between, a lot of air in between, for lack of a better word. You start to bring it into a very, very narrow field to bring it into your own physical form. And that energy field becomes more and more present as the baby grows, right? And as the gestational period goes on. Closer you get to birth, the energy is more present within the body. Then you have an experience of going from this great big field, and now you're in this a smaller container, right? And you're going to have a wonderful, beautiful experience. And remember again, all experience from the viewpoint of your soul, and from the viewpoint of source, and from the viewpoint of the all, every experience is wonderful, beautiful, expansive, productive, however you want it. There are no negative experiences, because they're all just how do we understand ourselves? How do we understand a different aspect of ourselves? We want to understand different concepts. We want to experience different things. So that is one transitional field, from in the big field into a smaller field, which is in the physical body. And then at some point, that life experience now comes to an end, right? And sometimes it's within hours, sometimes it's within decades, sometimes, Spirit doesn't really look at it as good or bad, or it should be longer or shorter. It's just like each experience is very valuable, and each experience, sorry, it's just a little hard to breathe right now. Each experience is absolutely beautiful, absolutely wonderful. Then when we come and I'm gonna tie this all together. It is talking about going into the new year too. But then when you come to the end of a life experience, it's the exact opposite. You're a very, very specific energy field, specific vibration, frequency. You're in a very small container, which is your physical body, right? You don't have great awareness. And you're now starting to transition out, where you're going into this great big expansive field where you came into. You're returning back to love, and where you remember love. Remember how you interact with others, and how there is no misinterpretation. There is no heartache. There is no pain. But the transition sometimes can be very uncomfortable, because you don't remember the all. You don't remember the love. We have developed and brought with us throughout our life experience And it is part of the human consciousness right now. For some, that the transition can be difficult. It's not necessary. It's not a judgment if it is a difficult experience, because again, it's just part of the human experience. But what I really want to stay focused on is that you're leaving one field where you have a little bit more limited awareness and consciousness, and returning back into a greater field of a higher vibration and a higher frequency, and you're becoming more aware of who you are and how you're connected to the all. You're connected to love. You come from love. You exist in love, and all you're doing is creating another experience. So on both sides, whether you're being born or whether you're transitioning out of the body, you're either transitioning into a body or transitioning out. They're very, very similar. It's just a new creative experience. You're going from one area of awareness to another area of awareness. And the reason I wanted to talk about it tonight, besides this is just a lot of what I'm seeing this month, is a lot of souls coming in, a lot of souls leaving, which is not unusual. It happens every single day. It's just I'm being prompted to talk about it at this time. What we are really doing is we truly are leaving behind an era. We're leaving behind hang with me here. We're leaving behind sadness. We're leaving behind a vibrational field where you're disconnected from yourself. You're leaving behind an experience where you're disconnected from your soul self, from the all, from the God self, from total knowing and total love. And we are just at the very, very beginning of a whole new consciousness, a whole new expression of self. This consciousness and frequency that we're talking about contains all your wisdom, all your it contains all your wisdom, but it contains possibility that you haven't gone into yet. It is I'm just going to let it come through in a different way. Hello, delightful, lovely, and beautifuls. We are very aware. We're very aware of the changing tides. We're very aware of the ebb and flow within your planet. This is what you are witnessing is Kristine's observance of the end of one experience of humanity, and you're just going into a whole new experience for humanity. It is hesitant for Kristine because she's looking at such a broad picture, and she's up in a higher vibrational field, which is actually not attached to words, would probably be the best way to say it. And she's watching what is, and she's watching what will be. And it's hard for her it's hard for her at this time to succinctly explain the transformation she's watching and experiencing. This is not love beyond love. This is sorry guys. I don't recognize this thought form. I don't quite recognize the you could call it the channel. I understand it. I understand what I can understand. I'm having a hard time letting it come through clearly for us. So perhaps it's just something I need to embody a little bit. So I'm grateful for you tuning in. I hope this made some sense to you. And you're right, Lori. We have all kinds of judgments. And it's just human. It's not right or wrong. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not I just want to really help us all understand that much of our life experience is just a perception. It's a perception that's good or bad. One birth experience is really easy for the mom and the baby. The next birth experience seems very traumatic or very painful or very, we don't have all the information all the time. And so we put on, of course we put on human emotions. And of course we put on our experience, what we want it to be. But I just want to encourage you to, when you can, take a step back and look at each experience through the eyes of love. We are never put in a position. This is a hard one. This is a hard one to perhaps wrap our heads around. But we're never given an experience or position that does not absolutely the original thought comes from love. There is a lot of there gets a lot of mess in between there, between the original thought and when we actually get to experience it. But guys, I'm sorry. This is just a tougher one to get out tonight. And honestly, it's a lot of my support teams here tonight. And when they come in, they come in with love and gratitude, compassion. And tonight it's coming in a gigantic stream, which my physical body, my physical field. So there again, we're going into 2020. We're going to experience new things. And the fields we're going into are bigger. They're more expansive. They're filled with more love. They're filled with more light. And pretty, it's a judgment. I was going to say I'm pretty adept at holding a bigger field. But that's a judgment. That's a perception. I have been holding bigger and bigger fields. This one coming in tonight, so much love and gratitude. It's like it's just overwhelming. It's an overwhelming feeling. So, with that, I think I'm going to close it out tonight, and I'll get a better handle on it tomorrow. And who's with me tonight? My dad, my mom, my friend Barbie. Boy. And she is coming in with a lot of gratitude. So much love and so much gratitude. I'm going to take this moment to reach out to all those that loved me and allowed me to love them. My darling, my forever family, my always family, my loves. Sorry guys. That's Barbie, but that's all I'm getting from her right now. It's more of just a feeling. So I know that was a personal friend. Again, just my love and my gratitude. I appreciate you being with me as I continue to expand my awareness, my consciousness, as I go into source energy to the best of my ability, then bring forward what's best for all of us to know and understand in a different way. Again, we just keep transitioning. We keep bringing in new experiences. We keep leaving. Leaving's not quite the right word, but it's the best one I got right now. We leave behind what no longer serves us. We make choices. We make conscious and unconscious choices. We're becoming more conscious in what we're doing. We're becoming more conscious in we're just becoming more conscious. So I'm going to close it up on this again tonight. I love you all. I'm so grateful for all of you. And I'll get adjusted to this vibration frequency, and I will be back, and I will make a little bit more sense, I hope. And good night. Thanks, guys. Love you all.